Turkey's 2026 World Cup ended in disappointment, and if you think 2030 will finally be the year, I have bad news. Arda Güler will only be 25, Kenan Yıldız will only be 25, Uzun will be 24, new talents will have arrived, experienced leaders will still be around, and Turkish fans will probably be shouting world champions all over again. But I still don't think this team will be good enough. Not because there isn't talent, there absolutely is. In fact, I think this is a really exciting squad, but winning the World Cup, not even close. For me, success in 2030 means getting out of the group and then hoping for a favorable draw, because that is where this team realistically belongs. Now, whether this prediction will age brilliantly or whether Turkish fans will want me banned from the country by 2030, I honestly have no idea. But if you subscribe now, we can at least find out together. And finding things out is actually the perfect transition, because this is my prediction for Turkey's 2030 World Cup squad in a 4-2-3-1. Starting with the goalkeepers. And I went with Kerem Atatürk, because somehow Turkey just keeps producing talented goalkeepers. Seriously, it feels like every few years another one appears out of nowhere. And Atatürk could easily be the next one in line. Nearly 2 meters tall, excellent reflexes and already outstanding on the line. By 2030, I could absolutely see him developing into a complete modern goalkeeper. Behind him is Berke Özer. The experienced option, strong reflexes, comfortable in possession and perfectly capable of stepping in whenever needed. And completing the group is Doğan Alemdar. A reliable number 3, one of those goalkeepers you can throw into a match without worrying too much. At right back I have Ferdi Kadıoğlu. And yes, for me he's a right back. His versatility alone makes him one of the most valuable tournament players imaginable. Left side, right side, more attacking, more defensive. Ferdi gives you answers. And in tournament football, having answers is often more important than having perfect players. Behind him is the veteran Zeki Çelik. Solid, disciplined, reliable. Now the centre backs. And I really like the balance here. Arda Öztürk is the tower. At 1.94 meters, his game is built around physicality, reach and winning duels. By only 23, he could become one of the leaders of this defense. Next to him is Yusuf Akçiçek. And I think these two complement each other perfectly. One brings the physical side, the other brings more composure and quality in possession. Because modern centre-back partnerships are all about balance. And that's exactly what these two could provide. Akçiçek is comfortable on the ball and has the intelligence required for the modern game. On the bench sits Merih Demiral. Because sometimes experience matters. If things become chaotic, Demiral is exactly the kind of player you want around. Ahmet Can Kaplan offers another profile entirely. A left-footed centre-back with composure and quality in build-up. Last, Hamza Güler. A more defensive option, built around positioning and physicality. Maybe there isn't a Sergio Ramos-type superstar in here, but there is balance. And balance usually matters more than people think. At left-back I went with Berke Yılmaz. An attacking fullback with the technical quality to help Turkey progress the ball from deep, because that's important. This team has plenty of artists further forward, but artists still need somebody to get them the ball. Behind him is Arda İbik. Originally a centre-back, but his strong left foot and passing ability make him an interesting option. Now the midfield. And while everyone will focus on the stars in attack, I actually think this area might decide how far Turkey can go. Because talent alone doesn't win tournaments, balance does. Starting with Orkun Kökçü. The conductor. Turkey needs someone who can bring order to all the creativity and chaos ahead of him, and Kökçü is perfect for that role. Vision, passing range, and the ability to dictate the tempo. Because with all those gifted attackers, somebody actually needs to make sure the whole thing doesn't turn into complete chaos. Next to him is İsmail Yüksek. The destroyer, and honestly, somebody has to do the ugly work, win the ball, protect Kökçü, and allow the artists to do their thing. Fortunately for Turkey, Ismail seems to enjoy exactly that. Behind them is Salih Malkoçoğlu, probably the closest thing to a direct replacement for Kökçü. Then Umut Tohumcu, a more technical alternative with excellent awareness. And Emirhan İlkan, a more dynamic box-to-box profile who gives Turkey another dimension. Now the attack. This is where Turkish fans start dreaming, because when you look at the names, it's easy to understand why. On the right wing, there is Arda Güler. Still just 25, which is ridiculous. His creativity, intelligence, and magical left foot will still make him one of the stars of this team. Behind him is Eren Dinkçi. Not a direct replacement, but a completely different weapon. Pure speed, pure directness. In the middle I have Uzun. This might be my favorite role for him. Not because he's the best playmaker, but because he's a goal scorer. Playing between the lines, arriving late in the box and punishing defenders. I think this position brings out the best in him. Behind him is Yunus Akgün, one of the most useful squad players in the team. He can play almost anywhere across the attack and against tired defenders. His dribbling and agility become even more dangerous. And then Adnan Efefetoglu, another exciting talent, creative, elegant, and perhaps even more importantly, a player who could drift deeper and help Turkey control matches when needed. On the left side, Kenan Yıldız, the other superstar, and once again he'll only be 25, which honestly feels unfair. His dribbling, creativity and technical quality make him one of the most exciting players Turkey has produced in years. Behind him is Barış Alper Yılmaz, the experienced option, physical, fast and incredibly versatile. And finally the striker, Mustafa Hekimoğlu. Because with so many artists around him, I don't think Turkey need another artist up front. They need a worker, someone who presses, fights and occupies defenders, a target man, someone willing to do the dirty work so the stars behind him can shine. I really like that profile for this team, because sometimes the best supporting actors are the ones who allow everyone else to become stars. Behind him is Kerem Aktürkoğlu, an experienced and dynamic attacker who gives Turkey another option if the game requires something different. I like this squad. I think it's talented, I think it's exciting, and I think Turkish football should be optimistic about the future. But I also think expectations need to be realistic, because I don't see a World Cup winner here, not even close. Getting out of the group should be the objective, and if the draw is kind after that, maybe this team can go on a memorable run. That would already be a great World Cup. But what do you think? Am I being too harsh on Turkey? Or are expectations once again getting ahead of reality?